Hey, what's up everybody? Stacy Sherbert, aka Ultra Daddy Longlegs. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 essential pieces of gear that I use when I'm training for and running ultra endurance events. Whether you're new to running ultras, or you're training for your first one, or you're a seasoned runner, having the right gear can make all the difference, especially when you're logging those long miles. So let's get into it today. All right, first up on the list is shoes. Obviously, I'm not a barefoot runner of any kind. I have to have running shoes. I have multiple pairs of running shoes. I have road shoes. I have trail shoes. I have in-between all-terrain shoes. It's really going to be dependent on what kind of race you're training for, what kind of run you like to do. But I do keep a pair of road shoes and a pair of trail shoes at the very least on rotation at the house. That way I can, have the right footwear for whatever miles I'm getting that day. When I'm doing road running, I'm looking for something with a little bit more cushion that will help absorb a lot of the impact of that pavement that I'm running on or concrete that I'm running on. Now, when I'm hitting the trails, I'm looking for something with a little bit more aggressive grip, a little bit more flexibility. But for all my shoes, I'm looking for a wider toe box. For me, that wider toe box is critical. It allows me to naturally splay my toes, which helps with 2 things. Helps keep the friction down between my toes, so I'm getting less blisters, and it helps my feet breathe a little bit so they're not getting not as sweaty or wet as they could. Especially over long distances, this is a must for me. Don't be afraid to try different brands, and don't be afraid to go into local running stores or chains like Fleet Feet, REI. If you have a local company, for here we have Lucky Road Run Shop. They've been awesome at helping me with trying on different brands and getting fitted for what's going to work right for me. So don't be afraid to go into those stores. And I would say if you do find a trainer or a shoe style that you like, that is working for you, do not be afraid to buy multiple pairs of the same one. Think of it as an investment. Think of it as like, hey, the next time I need running shoes, I'm not even going to have to go to the store. I just go grab a box off my shelf. And that helps out a lot with when shoe brands make changes to certain models, right? Like Hoka had the Speed Goats. Speed Goat 4, I absolutely loved that shoe. Now the 5 and 6, I don't like them as much. I wish I had a couple of the 4s on retainer or back on stock in my closet here. But I don't because I didn't buy a few. So don't be afraid to go and hey, I really, really like these, insert shoe name here. I'm going to buy a couple pairs of them. And it'll help you out in the long run, especially if they happen to be on sale at the time, and just grab a few of them before they're discontinued or whatever. All right. Essential piece of gear number 2 is going to be the GPS watch for me. It allows me to train at a level higher than I would if I was just going off the cuff or just going all natural. Some people say that you don't need a watch to train. Great for them, but when you're on tight schedule and you need to know, hey, I've got to be here at this time, and also this is how long I have to run, and you want to maximize that running effort as much as possible, I think a GPS watch is a no-brainer. Mine is a Garmin Fenix 6X Plus Sapphire, I think. I've had this watch for about 5 years. Yes, it was a bit of a purchase to get into. It carried a heavy price tag, but I think it was absolutely worth it because I've had it for about 4.5 years at this point. One of the main features I like, right, if I go in here and I go into run, if I click up into options, I can upload workouts, right? So I can make my own workouts on my Garmin app and then upload them straight to my phone, which means I'm not fumbling around with a phone or a piece of paper or trying to memorize exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing that day. I just have it there ready to go, right? Here's some of my old workouts. I'm going to be putting my new workouts on there soon. And when I do that, I'm going to make a video of the entire process of taking it from your phone onto the actual watch itself. The other thing I like is courses, right? When you go into courses, you can find a course on your Garmin app or on Strava, save it to your account, and then upload it straight to your phone. And it gives you like a turn-by-turn map, and it alerts you like, hey, you're turning in the next 250 feet. And it really helps, especially if you're not used to an area and you don't know the trail, or if the trail is not super well marked, like blazes can be hit or miss on some trails. This will keep you on the right path more or less. And it also helps you, say you get lost and you have to backtrack, but you don't remember how many lefts or rights you took. You can follow the on-screen map, and it'll help you get back really quick, right? The other thing I like is these screens right here. They are all, what's it called? Customizable. So you can put, hey, I want to see total ascent and my lap distance and my lap time. But on the next one, I want what the time of day is. And then also I want the GPS map so I can track where I'm at. And then also I want to throw cadence on there. So it's really useful tool. And I think definitely if you're really wanting to maximize your training time, and to train effectively, a GPS watch should be one of the first purchases you're making.
Third on the list is a hydration source. Ultra running and dehydration do not mix. For shorter runs or races with frequent aid stations, I'll grab a handheld bottle like this one. It's lightweight and easy to carry. But for longer efforts, when I'm heading out into remote areas, I'll switch to a hydration vest. The vest is great for carrying more water, plus you get storage for snacks, gear, or even a light layer in the back. It's all about keeping your hands free and staying fueled up when the miles get long.
All right, piece of gear number 4. That is absolutely a necessity for me, is a hat. I know it seems basic, but during the summer, keeps the sun off the top of my head, keeps the light out of my eyes. During the winter, it keeps a little bit of the heat in. Also during the summer, I can put ice underneath my hat, and it keeps my head really cool. And also it's just kind of like a comfort thing. I don't know, but I definitely wear a hat 90% of the time when I'm running. I've got a few that I cycle through. I think in this category would also be beanies. Beanies are huge, especially during the winter months. I'll hardly ever wear pants when it's cold out for a run, but I'll definitely wear a beanie. It just helps me regulate my temperature a lot better. Yeah, so number 4, a hat. My essential gear list is a headlamp. Right, I don't have this one on yet because it's not dark enough for me to need it, but I go ahead and have it prepped as the light starts going down. But headlamp, absolutely a necessity. You're going to be doing miles in the dark. You're going to be running early mornings, late nights, and trail running without a light source can get pretty wonky, to say the least. It's a deterrent for animals, as well as it allows you to get a firm grasp on what you're going to put your feet, or where you're going to put your feet rather. I would say definitely want to have multiple headlamps, ones that you can change the batteries on, ones that are brighter. I actually have 4 or 5 headlamps and a system called a Kigali, which is like a light bar that I put around my chest or waist, and it offers an amazingly bright light, and it has a rechargeable battery cell that I can also use to charge watches, headphones, my cell phone. Absolute must during some long runs. But at the bare minimum, you gotta have a headlamp and a backup headlamp, because the old military adage, 2 is 1, 1 is none, is an adage for a reason.
So there you have it, my top 5 essential pieces of gear for ultra running. From the right shoes to staying hydrated and well lit on the trail, these are the tools I rely on to get the job done. Got any gear you swear by? Drop it in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Ultra Daddy Longlegs for more tips and training insights. Until next time, keep running strong and beating feet.